All right, so here's my trick to get thousands of boysenberries. Come join me in the chaos.
Come join me in the chaos where the food forest thrives in the joy of growing. Our hearts come alive, embracing the mess where nature takes control. Come join me in the chaos, let the bounty unfold.
All right, this is my boysenberry patch. I started this thing 2 years ago. There was only 3 plants, believe it or not, when it first started. And so what I've learned over the last few years, it all comes down to soil moisture. And it's so easy to control the soil moisture if you simply just make sure there's plenty of mulch. The second thing is to make sure you have some type of mycelium that's colonized your mulch. And that happens naturally, but I prefer wine cap mycelium. And it just seems to do a much more accelerated job at creating highly fertile soil. Like, these things create like a jet black, super rich soil that's just full of life, not just microbial life, but also like small things that just create like an entire ecosystem. And look at this bloom. Just having the mulch keeps the soil from drying out between rains. And I'm in Zone 6, Independence, Missouri. And I would say there's probably at least 5,000 or 6,000 blooms on here, which means that's going to be a lot of fruit. I would guess 40, 50 gallons of boysenberries are going to come off of this small trellis, which is about 20 feet long, maybe 15, 20 feet long. But look how intensely flowered this thing is. Look at these massive wine cap mushrooms that opened up. That one's probably like I don't know, 14 inches wide maybe. Good sized pizza sized. And you can eat the mushrooms too if you want. Wine caps are edible, and they're culinary mushrooms. They're just not my favorite, but they are good. But yeah, there's thousands of new suckers also coming up. Like, I could dig these up and extend this if I wanted to. As you can see, there's hundreds of new boysenberry plants, and those things are pretty valuable too. Sometimes I'll sell them for like $10 each, so I could probably make a couple $1,000 just selling all these little baby plants coming up if I wanted to. It's almost not worth the time though to put them up and, you know, respond to people. I've tried selling stuff online and it's kind of hit and miss. You end up spending way more time than it's worth. Like, if you compare it to like a normal job. It's still pretty fun though. It's much more fun to just trade with people, nearby people, not to, you know, deal with the post office or anything. But yeah, if you're nearby and you want to trade me something I don't have, I'd be happy to give you a boysenberry plant or two. Lots of little ones over here. Any of the ones I don't dig up, I'll probably just bend that way towards the trellis. And that's kind of another thing you want as well. Boysenberries don't do very well at holding themselves up, so they're going to want something to hang on. It gives them a little bit more space. And that space and airflow is going to make sure your plants stay really healthy, produce a really good crop, but are also able to get more sunlight. You have this 3-dimensional structure that's able to just harvest a lot more sunlight and spread out. So occasionally you'll have different random vines that'll try to take over your trellis as well. Like, I have a little riparian grape that's climbing on the trellis. Oh, that's wind. Hopefully that's not too windy in my microphone. But I think I made the point. Lots of boysenberries if you kind of have a little chaos garden going with just a bunch of chaos. Lots of mulch, wine cap mushrooms. Make sure the soil doesn't dry out. And I have a little drip system in here too that'll come on and give this thing water for about 10 minutes every day at like 4 a.m., which is really convenient in the summer. In the summer heat, you want to make sure the soil doesn't dry out. And so that kind of gives you a little bit of the water every day, even if it doesn't rain for a couple weeks. And that's the recipe to have tons of fruit. Thanks for joining me in the chaos.